Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. It is Friday, August 13th, and this morning I am joined by Boomy at Boomy TCF. I am Zach Lilia at Z Lilia TCF on Twitter. The main page is at typical underscore Chicago. This morning we'll be talking about Justin Fields apparently having a breakout practice. I'm very excited to talk about this one against the Dolphins before their game on Saturday. The White Sox are currently playing the Yankees at the Field of Dreams field, which is right next to where they filmed the movie. They're up 7-3 as we speak, which is awesome. They are running away with the division, 11 game lead. The Cubs lose another ugly one to the Brewers and also release Jake Arrietta. The Bulls start the summer league 1-2, but Patrick Williams looking really, really good. And AO playing and improving every single game, I think, so far. And then we'll end the show like we always do with Boomy's Wacky Web Story. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Typical Chicago Fans. Go wherever you get your podcast from. Type in Typical Chicago Fans. You will find us on there. If it's Apple, please subscribe, rate, and review. Go over to the YouTube page, Typical Chicago Fans. Subscribe to the YouTube page, morning shows, podcasts, interviews, food reviews, all on there. And shout out to 26shirts.com. Chicago Boomies always got the shirt in the background. If you want a shirt just like that, go over to 26shirts.com. Chicago. Use the promo code Typical Chicago Fans at checkout for 15% off of your purchase at 26shirts.com. Chicago. Make sure you follow them on all social medias. Also, shout out to Connect Roasters. Go over to connectroasters.com for all of your coffee needs. They also have some merch. Follow them on all social medias. My mother has fallen in love with the coffee, so make sure you go and get the coffee at connectroasters.com and also some of their merch. Uh, Boomy, it's been a long week for Cub fans. It's getting ugly. How you
Yeah. I
doing?
mean, they only lost by 2 touchdowns today, so
Yeah, it's rough watching sports right now, but fortunately, we have football right around the corner. Let's get right into it, Boomy. I know you're a Packers fan, whatever, but they have said a lot of the media has said today was a breakout practice for Justin Fields, which is awesome to hear because usually you don't get this kind of news from Bears quarterbacks saying that he really it really looks like he's improved in just every single practice and the way he's out there because he's so athletic and you could tell that when he played at Ohio State. He's got an arm on him. It's awesome to see. Hopefully, all that come together. The biggest game for the Chicago Bears as of late is Saturday. It's a preseason game because it's the first time you'll see Justin Fields actually play a real game in a Bears uniform. Yes, I know it's preseason, but it still means something to a lot of people. I'm just excited for that. I forgot that it's only 3 preseason
yeah.
games this year, so each of them will mean just a little bit more than last year. You're not going to see him for very long, but I'm excited for Saturday, and I'm excited to hear all the news the last few weeks coming out of training camp. Every day it seems like it just gets better and better. Uh,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited.
you've got to be, and that's the thing. Like you and Matt have talked about on end, and I've said it a million times. I'm a Packers fan, but like I don't. Other than when they're playing the Bears, I obviously live where I do, so I hear more Bears stuff than I do Packers stuff. And like the thing that comes out in a lot of the stuff I see on Twitter and online and all the stuff I read is that like the sense of hope, that you guys have talked about, multiple times is still very much there, and lots of reasons to be hopeful, and that this that Justin Fields is doing, what people were expecting to see of him, and then some more. And you got to remember that there's a good chance that this kid doesn't start right away, and that's okay. But the fact that he's taken the steps and he's done the things that he's doing, and even if he has some setbacks, say he has a great week of camp, and next week he has a bad one, that's okay. Like he's still like 22 years old. It's okay if he's, takes a step back here or there. It's going to happen. Even Patrick Mahomes didn't start till what, week 15 of his rookie year. So like, just remember that as it's going. But it is, for Bears fans, it's always a positive thing to hear when you've basically leveraged the future of the front office and the coaching staff on this pick to hear that it's going well, and that not only are you just hearing that from the coaches, you're hearing that from the media. I saw somebody tweet out, that Justin Fields was the best player on field 3 all day, and I believe that was Bears second string offense versus maybe Miami's second string defense, something along those lines. But they said he was the best player on the field the whole time. So it's always good to hear those kinds of reports coming in, and you take it week by week, and as long as he can continue to improve and continue to learn the NFL game, you got to take that as a positive. And it's not going to be a flash in the pan. It's not going to be an overnight success. But like you said, it's good to hear all these things, especially leading up to Saturday, like you said, in the first preseason game.
Yeah, I haven't been this excited for a preseason game since Mitchell Trubisky's first game. But even that, the hype around this, how well he's doing in practice, has not happened for a Bears quarterback, maybe ever. So for right now, just live in the moment. Let's have some fun. And Saturday against the Dolphins, I think it's like 7:00.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it is. No, it's a noon game on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, it's noon. So I am excited for that. The White Sox, they are playing at Field of Dreams professional field. So it's right next to where they filmed the movie. I saw some pretty cool pictures from overhead, which is it's a cool that there's that. Then there's just a bunch of corn around all of this. It's where the movie was. So I'm excited for maybe the Cubs to play in this at some point, and
I would argue
maybe
that
it'll
I
be a
don't
little
want to
more
see the
fun to
Cubs there
watch.
next year, maybe in 2
Well,
years.
yes, but I think David Ross kind of hinted at something they said, but it's cool. But
It is
it's the
cool.
White Sox and the Yankees. Come on.
Yeah. And listen, I will say this. If even there are some minor parts of the movie Field of Dreams that people have qualms with, all right, we can all agree the whole, controversy on, do you want to have a catch? No one says that. There's multiple things that people pick at. But if you want to get to the nitty gritty of it, it is without a doubt, it's my number one baseball movie. It should be everybody's top 3. And if you don't like that movie, you have a giant dump in your pants. So if you can't go sit down and enjoy that movie and then watch what they're doing at Field of Dreams, I don't even care if you don't like the White Sox or the Yankees. It is a very cool scene. They only have 8,000 fans. And like you said, it's at the professional field, which is just kind of like a cornfield away from the movie
Yeah, they
set
kind of
that
showed
they
it's
had
all
there.
connected by one driveway.
Yes. Yeah. So, very cool. It's kind of like in years past where they've done the Little League game. Remember when the Cubs played the Pirates in that at the minor league stadium near
Hmm.
Williamsport? Kind of similar to that. Just kind of
I think
takes it
they're
to
still
another.
doing that this year.
Oh, that'd be sweet. I didn't. I haven't heard anything about that, so I didn't know if they were or not. I didn't want to, get ahead of that. But yeah, I thought it was cool when the Cubs did it. I like that the MLB is doing this. It's kind of. I mean, you could maybe say they're the old Durham Bulls field where they filmed Bull Durham at. Those are probably the two most like iconic. And then obviously you could say Major League, but Major League was actually filmed at the old Milwaukee County Stadium, not even in Cleveland. So I'd say Field of Dreams and Bull Durham are probably the two most iconic stadiums in baseball movies. So for them to kind of uproot things and take two, at least one very good team in the White Sox and a above average team in the Yankees. I mean, because they just know that the Yankees are going to put, eyes on the television. So the fact they did that, I don't know about you, Zach. I love it. I love the scenery. I love the outfield fence. I love it all. So I think this is something they need to keep around.
Unfortunately for the Yankees, I think their worst pitcher pitched today, and without Anthony Rizzo and a few other guys because of COVID, kind of fell at a bad time for them. But the White Sox up 7-3 as we record.
Great news
They
for
are
Big Z.
they are run. Yes, yes, it is. Um, but they have kind of run away with the division here, and not a very good division. They have an 11-game lead over the Indians and I think the Tigers.
Yeah.
I think
I,
that who it is, but it
I
doesn't really matter because they're most likely going to run away with the division here. I would have to say.
I've been running away with it for a long time.
Yeah, let's go to the other side of town here. The Cubs,
Do
they
we have
lose
to?
another ugly game to the Brewers. I think they've lost the last two games by a combined like 20 something runs.
So bad.
Jake Arrietta allows 7 runs in the first inning on that would have been Wednesday night, right? Wednesday, yes.
Correct.
And he gets released from the Cubs the next morning. I love Jake Arrieta. He had a great season with the Cubs. I want the Cubs and Cub fans to remember him for that season where he had one of the greatest seasons a pitcher has ever had in the history of baseball. He threw a no-hitter. He pitched that game against the Pirates, the wild card game. That was amazing. Unfortunately, this time around, it's not going to work. I don't know if it's going to work with another team for Jake. Unfortunately, these last few starts have been pretty bad. He started off the season decent. When the Cubs started off they started off pretty okay.
Zach,
They
here's
they
a stat for
they
you,
won
buddy.
some games that they maybe shouldn't have, but then it all went crumbling down.
Since June 1st, Jake Arrieta has had an ERA that is hovering around 8.
Yeah, and
So,
he just
listen,
can't get out of these first innings. Uh,
yeah.
it's been
Listen,
trending
you
in the
can
wrong
say,
way.
right, you can say whatever, about the comment he made. We're not getting into the political side of it. From what I understand, he was kind of a jerk about it. He could have simply just asked the guy to repeat his question. And that was just kind of like, don't point to that and say that's the reason they got rid of him. That wasn't the reason they got rid of him. It had nothing to do with, what's going on in the world. It had to do with the fact that since June 1st, he has been one of the worst pitchers on staff. He's got an ERA around
He
8.
gave up
And
7 runs in the first inning.
yeah,
eh,
if you can't watch
Consistently,
that
he
outing,
consistently can't get out of the first inning.
not even that, Zach. I think you'd agree here. If you can't watch a Jake Arrieta start and see that as of right now, where he's at physically, mentally, he's not a Major League Baseball pitcher, a starting pitcher, then you're kind of missing what's going on. Because I think, like you said, God bless the guy. He was a part of that 2016 team. He had some insane games throughout his career, but like it's just over. It like at some point you just got to walk away from it, and the rest of baseball has figured it out, and obviously it's not going well when your ERA is around 8 in the last 2.5 months.
No,
So
and Jake just hasn't pitched well. This is nothing against him. He just it may be at the end of his career.
yeah, just he had a great story, always hovered in the minor leagues, got his shot with the Cubs, and um, obviously turned it into a Cy Young year and made a lot of money off of it. So congrats on a great career, but I think it's time to hang him up.
Wilson Contreras goes to the IL, the 10-day IL. It could be longer. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna try and get him back, but
No, I
I
mean, at
feel
this point, don't you
I
think you just
feel
be
I feel
cautious about
bad.
it?
I feel bad him having to catch all these games that are meaningless.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're to a point, especially with a position where the guy takes a beating all the time. If he's feeling obviously if he's 100%, then yeah, let him out there. If he wants to play, play. But if he's beaten up or he's sore or whatever the case
Yeah,
is,
there's no
give the
reason
guy the day
to.
off or give a couple days off.
Yeah, because this season, I mean, it really took a turn. I mean, the
Yeah.
last week or so, it's just been like, wow. You see the
No.
roster every day, and I know it's all gonna work out in the end, but for now, it's tough.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since the deadline. It's still every time you pull up Twitter and they have the lineup posted at noon or whatever for the 7 o'clock game or whatever, whenever it's posted, you're just kind of like, wow, this still doesn't feel right. But
But we have something to look forward to. The Chicago Bulls. They are 1-2 in the summer league, but that's not really what I'm looking at. Patrick Williams with a double double today against the who did they play?
Timberwolves?
I think it was the Timberwolves, and they didn't win, but playing well again. He really played well in the second game. I think he had like 30 points.
Yep.
He really looks like he's improved even since the season ended. Ao's out there playing well. He's improving every single game. Dotson, I don't know if there's going to be a spot right away, but maybe if he goes down to the Windy City Bulls and something happens, he could always be a part of the team next season. But Patrick Williams, Bulls
Yeah.
fans should be watching these games, watching what he's doing because I know they're in the afternoon. But he has really improved even since the last game of the
Man,
season.
we've said it multiple times. If Patrick Williams, obviously we've seen the things that he's improved on. If Patrick Williams can just do, on those nights where maybe Zach LaVine can't, give you 25 or DeMar DeRozan can't give you a 20 piece, maybe that's one of those games that he steps up and can give you, 25, 30 points. And you don't need that every night. You don't need Patrick Williams to be a, 20 point a night guy. But if he has that in him and he can consistently give you anywhere from 8 to 12, I mean, think what that's going to bring. And not even that, you're talking about the rebounding, the defense. I mean, this kid's made improvements, and I think you're going to see that this year. I think you're going to see a big second year out of Patrick Williams. And remember, this kid's only like 20 years old.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. A lot of the Bulls moves have become official.
Oh,
So
I forgot to even bring it up. And we saw two of my least favorite Bulls of the last 10 years. Cristiano Felicio, gone, going to play overseas, and Denzel Valentine, gone. See you later.
the Bulls just making all the right moves this year. Unfortunately, Archie Diacono not a part of the Bulls anymore either. But I'm excited for
That's a
this
sign of the
this
times, though,
season.
isn't it? Isn't that? Don't you
Yeah,
feel like that's,
yeah.
like Arch was great to have around. He was, great with the media. He's, came in
But
and
it's
gave
not
you a
going to be.
spark
He's
every
not going
once
to
in a
be on
while.
a
But
competitive playoff team. I'm
exactly,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. He seemed like a really nice guy.
Yeah,
And like Denzel Valentine, especially Felicio, like those guys weren't going to be a part of the team when they were going to be very competitive in the East. And I think that this season they can be competitive in the East.
yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. And like, nothing personal. I'm sure they're, they all done great stuff, but like as a basketball fan and like you want to see your team succeed, and you can't imagine this team succeeding in the playoffs with any of those three guys getting any sort of minutes. And it is what it is. So that's the business, baby.
I think the Bulls have one more game in the summer league, and then I think there's a playoff. It
Man, that's a
depends on how
short
they're.
summer league.
I'm pretty sure it's only 4 games, and then
Yeah.
maybe 5 for the playoff. So we'll have to see how that goes. But the bowl season just right around the corner for sad Cub fans. That's something to look forward to. And I know Boomy is not one, but sad Cub fans that are Bears fans also have the Bears to look forward to, and just football in general, which is going to be
Yeah, I was just football
amazing.
being back makes me happy.
I'm I think there's a preseason game on Thursday, and then there's a bunch of games on Saturday. So football right around the corner. But Boomy, do you have a wacky web story for us?
I sure do, Zach. And if you've been paying attention to the news much, all the billionaires going to space and all the talk about NASA and space and everything, space this, space that. Well, there's some perks to going up in space, especially the International Space Station. They're actually getting pizzas delivered to the International Space Station this week. They are taking. I'm going to try and pronounce this. The Northrop Grumman's latest space station delivery includes pizzas for 7. It left Virginia's Eastern Shore on Tuesday, should be at the International Space Station on Thursday. The real reason they're going, they have apples, tomatoes, kiwi, along with, like I said, a pizza kit, cheese, smorgasbord for the 7 astronauts there. But, the real reason, I guess, they're taking a mounting bracket for new solar wings on the International Space Station. That's just a bunch of gobbledygook. I don't care about that. But pretty sweet to be an astronaut and being like, hey guys, in 2 days we're going to send 7 pizza for you guys up there. Yeah, there's a very important space station piece, but you're getting pizzas.
That's insane.
Pretty sweet that 75 years ago we had no
These
idea about.
pizzas can't be very good.
No, you gotta imagine they're probably like MRE pizzas, but like still, I mean,
They've got to be better than what they've
space
been
pizza is
eating
better
up
than no
there.
pizza.
Yeah, better than what they've been eating up there.
It's also got to be better than some, like when you stop at like a gas station and they've had pizza sitting out for like way too long. It's got to be comparable to that.
But hey, so they're going up into space and getting these pizzas just delivered.
So yeah, they're sending a ship to the International Space Station so that it'll connect. But obviously, the biggest reason it's some mounting wing thing, I would try to figure out what it was. I have no clue. I'm not obviously a rocket scientist.
But also pizza.
But pizzas, apples, kiwis, pretty solid. Not too shabby. Everybody thought that they just ate all that freeze-dried ice cream that they sell at like museums. No, they actually get pizza there.
Yeah.
I think, Zach, this might just be like
look where we've gone. Look where we've gone.
Absolutely. I think this might just be a ploy, though, by NASA to try and get into, NASA kind of got pushed to the background here the last couple of weeks with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson all going to space. This might be a way for NASA to get their name back in the news. So if that's the case, I respect that too.
Do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do, man. Oh, Jeff Bezos is going to space. Well, we're sending pizzas there. We'll meet you there, pal.
Next thing you know, they're gonna have like a rack of ribs, some steak.
Oh yeah, the possibilities are endless.
A little post show here. J.R. Smith joining. What college is it?
North Carolina A&T.
He's looking to get a degree, but also going to play a little college golf, which is I think going to be that's gonna be so exciting for the sport of golf.
Could you imagine being some like 19-year-old kid that plays at like Hampton or Samford or whatever? Then you go to play in like your conference tournament, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're paired up. Yeah, J.R. Smith, he's right over there. That's gonna be who you're playing against today." Just like some small 19-year-old trying to figure out college golf, and you got to play against J.R. Smith. That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be pretty cool. I hope it all works out. I know it's going through like the whole process or whatever, but I don't see why it wouldn't work out.
Yeah, he never used any college eligibility. He came
straight out of high school.
Yeah. So shout out J.R. Smith, man. He's won 2 titles. He played like 14 seasons in the NBA. Yeah, now he's going to be a college golfer.
What a life.
But that guy's going to write a book someday. He didn't wear a shirt for like 2 weeks straight.
He's going to win the Masters.
That'd be a pretty sweet career crossover. Apparently he's like a 5 handicap, which, as you know, that's pretty good for like an average golfer. I don't know, like for college golf, especially at the Division I level, everybody seems to be pretty close around like 0-1 or.
But that's with playing professional basketball. Retired?
Oh yeah.
Oh, who knows?
Absolutely, yeah. If he puts his nose to the grindstone for 4 years, he might win that conference.
That'd be awesome.
That would be sweet. I would absolutely cheer for whatever it is, 40-year-old J.R. Smith against a bunch of college kids in the SWAC conference golf tournament. I'm all in on that.
Very true. Well, thank you to Boomy at Boomy TCF on Twitter for joining me this morning. I am Zach Lilia at Z Lilia TCF. The main page is at @typical_Chicago. Instagram, Facebook, type in Typical Chicago Fans. You will find us on there. Go over to the YouTube page, type in Typical Chicago Fans. You can subscribe to the YouTube page. All of our morning shows, podcasts, interviews, food reviews, all on there. And then wherever you get your podcast from, just type in Typical Chicago Fans, and you will find us on there. If it's Apple, please subscribe, rate, and review. Shout out to 26shirts.com. Chicago. Use the promo code Typical Chicago Fans at checkout for 15% off of your purchase at 26shirts.com. Chicago. And shout out to Connect Roasters. Go to connectroasters.com for all of your coffee needs. They've also got some merch out, so make sure you check out connectroasters.com and follow them on all social medias. Anything else, Boomy, to end the show?
Hey, it's have a beautiful weekend. If you're in the Illinois Valley, get out and enjoy the Mendota Sweet Corn Festival. Me and Zach will be up there quite a bit this weekend, so make sure you check that out. But have a beautiful weekend, everybody. Enjoy it.
Yeah, let's have some fun. You're probably gonna see some people you haven't seen in a while, so let's have a fun weekend and let's drink some beer.
Absolutely. Let's get it.
Let's get it. This has been the TCF Morning Show, Friday, August 13th. We love you all.
Peace.